So, welcome to Reccsar Private Limited, an esteemed IT training institute. We empower individuals and organizations in the tech era through diverse cut edge courses. So, and when it comes to our mission is to help organizations maintain agility in meeting evolving business demands. We build strong communities and bridge skill gaps between individuals and industries. So let's look into what we offer and what are our training modes. So we offer robust corporate training, blended learning, and custom solutions. Our training modes include classroom, online sessions, corporate and project-based trainings. And when it comes to the key benefits and the courses, the next slide, sir. Yes. So our training programs come with lifetime portal access, 24 into 7 support, and industry experts. We offer courses in cloud and DevOps, web development, and data and AI. So these are our courses. So please look into this one. You can even screenshot this. So these are our courses. We offer these courses in diverse colleges. So why choose Reza? So, because we are trusted global partners, industry aligned trainings, and personalized solutions. And the very important thing is proven outcomes in performance and efficiency. So, to reach us, you can contact. We displayed our contact information. You can just screenshot it if you want. So, you have the numbers and also the website details. So, please check it out.
As I said, we are going to see Java core. So the three day session, the goal is to learn Java basics. That's it. So may I know, like, how do you rate yourself for Java? May I know in the comments, or like you can use chat instead. Like out of five, how will you rate yourself? The students, like participants here. You can unmute yourself and speak also if you want.
No problem. We can start the sessions.
Okay. Okay then. Now let me start from basic. So first thing we need to know is why we need to do programming, right? So we want to communicate with a computer. If I want to communicate with a person, let's say I want to communicate with the student X here, and I want to do some, like I want to do some work. For that I need the help of that student, particular student X. So what I will do is, what I can do is, I can communicate with them. I can call him or call her and say, okay, this is the work I have to do, so I need your help for that. So we can communicate, right? So for communication, there will be two things there. You need to know the language of him or her, and you want, like, you need to understand his language also, her language also. Let's say I know Tamil and that person knows English. He can understand Tamil, but he don't speak Tamil, let's say. But I will speak Tamil, I understand Tamil, and this is the scenario. So I can explain him in Tamil. Okay, wow. I can explain him in Tamil whatever I want. He can understand, but he can reply, right? But he can understand, he can never reply. So for a proper communication, enna irukonu, there will be two things. Like he need to understand us, and he need to give a reply so that I can understand it. அப்போ ரெண்டு பேருக்குமே, like both the person need to know a common language. Correcta? Yes, right? So same thing, if the situation is not human here, I want to do some work, I want to get some work from a system, from a computer. What is a computer? Computer என்னன்னு தெரியும்ல எல்லாருக்குமே. Like So I want to get some work from the computer. For that I need to talk with that computer. This is like basic, right? So for that I'm just opening Word document. One minute. So what a computer will know, see everything I'm doing here, ellame like I'm opening new Word, right? So everything I'm giving some commands to a computer, to a system. How this and all have been done, i'm I'm just giving some commands, like some data, some passing some data, how it all being done using some way of like passing data and communication only, right? So I want to do that with the system, with the hardware. So for that I need to understand the language of a computer, one thing. And also computer need to understand me. இப்போ ஒரு கம்ப்யூட்டருக்கு என்ன தெரியும் அப்படின்னா, what a system will know is what 0 and 1 alone. A system will know zeros and 1. Binary language, we call it as binary language. A system will know only this 0 or 1. Why 0 1? Like how, like எப்பயாச்சும் யோசிச்சிருக்கீங்களா why this two numbers? Binary language ல binary one, and a computer will understand only zeros and ones. Why? You need to always ask this question: why, how, what? These are the three questions we are going to ask again and again throughout the session. So the first question here is, here now, the like let me pause here. The agenda for this session is, we are going to see like why we are going to learn programming, how we are going to do that, and then we are going to move from to Java basics, and then whole Java basics like programming variki we are going to see. Okay va? Now again, coming back, binary language, computer only understand this two, 0 or 1. Why any other numbers இருந்திருக்கலாம்? Why this 0 and 1 specifically? Yeah, 100 and 203. Why not 10 and 20? Or 2 and 3? Why 0 and 1 particularly? Anyone? If you have any answers, you can type it, or if you want, you can unmute yourself and speak.
So they cannot unmute. So they cannot unmute. So now we can
Okay,
start with that last session. We can have the sessions.
okay, then okay, I got you, Musa. Yes, thank you. So yes, let me answer this. Why 0 and 1? See, for a hardware component, let's take a fan, everyday component. Let's take a mixie, grinder, fan, compute, any equipment, any electronic component. Let's take. So either we can turn it on or we can turn it off. We can switch it on or switch it off. There's two things we can do. எந்த component எடுத்தாலும் இதுதான். Let's take a mouse. To turn it, we can like we can separate the mouse. Like we can full repair பண்ணிடுவோம். என்ன உள்ள mouse குள்ள இருக்கோ எல்லாமே we are going to repair. Or let's take a fan. We are going to repair, remove everything, every parts. So every electronic part or electrical part, maybe here electronic to be precise. So every electronic part, we can either turn it on or turn it off. So on represents high state 1, on represents what, 1, and off represents 2. So let's like we are going to code in our computer, PC, or mobile phone, any computer, any system, right? அந்த சிஸ்டத்தை எடுத்து எல்லாத்தையுமே ரிப்பேர் பண்ணி எல்லாத்தையுமே உடச்சி எல்லாத்தையுமே லைக் உடச்சில்ல, மேபி லைக் எல்லாத்தையுமே செப்பரேட் பண்ணிட்டோம்னா we will left with some electronic components like ICs, and then integrated chips, vacuum tubes, if that this is like the computer is very older. And then we will end up with RAM, ROM, and all, everything. Either you can turn it on or turn it off. So the goal is, I want to communicate with the computer. So that I need to talk a language, I need to speak a language that a computer can understand. For that, I need to talk either in 0 or 1. So, is it possible? Like, let me give a scenario to you. I'm picking one student and I'm giving a command like tell 5 table, multiplication table. What he will do? 5 1 is 5, 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15. Like that, he or she will answer, right? So how he is doing it, how she is doing it, he knows 5 is the data, he's storing the data. Okay, 5, using 5 I'm going to do some multiplications. One time if 5 comes, it will give me 5. Two time if comes, I need to add that 5 and 5, the answer will be 10. 3 times 5 into 3, so 5 plus 5 plus 5 15, 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 20, like that he's doing in, like using his brain he's doing, right? I'm directly giving the command, 5 tables solra, like that I'm giving the command, right? But using a computer to do the same thing in a computer, how you can do that? You need to speak the language of zeros and ones. Appo ipdi, like, can we write like this 0 1 1 1? Can you remember a code, or can you remember like this? Can a human brain can remember like a set of binary codes? It's impossible, right? So for that we are developing a language. We are creating a language, so it will be human readable. Maybe if like most of you know, right? சுத்தமா ப்ரோக்ராமிங்கே தெரியாமலாம் இருக்க மாட்டீங்க. We write this has include, and then if you're writing in let's say C++ or C language, and then int main, and then curly brackets. See, this and all human readable, right? Human readable. Let's say printf. Printf means, okay, it's going to print something like that. It's human readable. This is a code actually. This is a code actually, which is like in English it is, right? It's human readable. So we have developed a code, we have created a code. Using this code I can communicate with a computer. Let me open a online compiler for now. Online compiler for, let's say, Java. So we are handling Java, right? Java, let's open Java. So this is, they have already given, let's use it. This having class main, and then public static void, this and all. If you don't know, let's say for now, if you don't know, so what this function is doing is, actually it's trying to print something. Hello world. The first code we write always this one, right? Hello world. Why? Because this program entered into our world and saying hello to us. Hello world, like that we written, like we always write hello world. So it's working. See, we have a code, we can understand it. A human can actually like learn it and understand it, what will happen for this code. And we are like giving a task to a computer. This is a computer, right? This is a system, and I'm giving a task like print hello world. Give me the output of hello world. Actually this program, the system is talking to me, he's saying hello to me, like that I'm giving a task. So this and all happen by developing a code. Appo, why we need a programming language? We have a programming language to communicate with the computer. So we can't directly communicate with a computer with zeros and ones, because a human can't remember a sequence of 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 0, like that a human can remember. So we need a language that will convert a human readable thing, a human readable code, into that binary language, into that binary code. We call it as what? Binary code. We call it as binary code. So this one, 0 1 0, like that we call it as a binary code. So the goal is to convert our code into binary code. For that we have so many programming languages. We have like Java, we have C++, we have C, we have Ruby, we have Python, we have so many languages. We have everything is going to do the same task only. It's going to help us to communicate with the system, to communicate with the computer. Like computer na, it's not a laptop alone, it's a PC alone. It will be an anything, like a washing machine. It's a system, right? Like hardware components இருக்கணும், அவ்வளவுதான். That's it. So I think I have answered the question why we are having programming language. For this purpose, we are having a programming language. We created some programming language. As I said, so many programming languages are there. Like anyone think? Have you ever think like this? Why we have so many programming language? ஒன்னு create பண்ணிட்டா அதோட நிறுத்த வேண்டியதானே? ஏன் அவ்வளோ programming language இருக்கு? Why we have? Like why we have this question, right? Why we have Java, why we have C++, why we have C, and then why we have Python and all. எவ்வளோ லாங்குவேஜ் எல்லாமே ஒரே வேலையை தான் பண்ண போகுது, கரெக்ட் தானே? பட் why we have all these versions, like all these kinds, like varieties of programming language? Because everything will have its own features. In this module the goal is to learn Java, right? So I'm directly going to start Java. It's a small intro. So the goal is to talk with the computer and to make our work efficient. இப்போ நான் ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொன்னேன், like given a scenario, like I'm commanding, I'm asking a question to a person, like give me 5 tables from 1 to 10 I want. So from 5 1 is 5 to 5 tens are 50. Up to this I want the answer. What he will do, he can answer. What if I like the same question for 1200 and 1232th table 58 times? Will he can do faster? No, right? A computer can do faster because like it can store data efficiently, like numerously. It can store data, it can access faster. நிறைய, like we have so many options, right? A computer can do a work without getting tired. That's what. So that's the goal. Like we have to talk with the computer to do our work. Yes, right? So this how it went. We have created some programming languages. Now we are going to see Java. Java is a programming language. So this same thing, it will help us to communicate with the system. So now um the question again, why we have so many languages? Because everything has its own unique features. Let's start with the C language. C is developed in like using Unix or something like that. They have developed in a lab. Dennis Ritchie, I think, some person developed it. That and all not important. Okay, well, they have developed a language, C language. C language is a like middle level language, so that C language என்னன்னா, it can directly communicate with the CPU. It can directly communicate with the memory. So C languageல ஒரு disadvantage இருக்கு. என்ன அப்படின்னா, actually it have some advantages, it have some pros and also cons. The con is like, if you are writing a code, if you are writing a C code, let's say this is Java compiler, right? If I'm opening a, like I'm creating a project in using C language, if I want to run the same code in another system, இப்போ என்கிட்ட வந்து I have windows, my friend have Mac operating system, like Mac he have or she have, let's say. So with the same code, the Mac can't run the same application. ஏன்னா since it's directly communicating with the hardware, it's programmed like I have coded in, like I have developed the application for Windows particularly, so you can't run in other operating system. And also C doesn't have some features like oops object oriented programming. We will see it what it is. So they developed C++. So C++ ல என்னன்னா அதே same thing, but it have the features of object oriented program. If you know what is object oriented programming, well and good. So C doesn't have, C++ have. Okay, then why they developed Java? Actually Java is also developed like after C++ and all. What's the reason why they need to develop the same problem? If I'm running it, if I'm developing an application in Java in Windows, let's say, I can easily run it in a Mac OS, in a Linux OS. So Java is a high level language, and it's pure object oriented, platform independent programming language used to build scalable applications. Let's break it down one by one. Java is high level language. What is a high level language? High level language na என்னன்னா, simple. A human can easily understand the language. It's human readable. So we call it as high level. அவ்வளவுதான். That's it. We call Java as a high level because it's human readable. Let's come to object oriented. Object oriented is nothing but everything will be handled using classes and objects. For now you don't need to know what is a class, what is an object. For now we will see it later. So Java is an, obviously it's an object oriented programming language, but it's pure means like everything you need to like integrate with classes and objects alone. Without using classes and objects you can't like start your program. That's why we call it as pure object oriented. Maybe I can like partially object oriented. Maybe like there won't be any types which we can't create it without using objects. Same, இவ்வளவுதான் simple. So there, if you are creating some data types, let's say, that also you need to create using classes and objects around. That's why we call it as pure. The main function we include, see, let me show you the program. See this one, the program, the main function itself is inside what? A class. So if I remove a class, if I remove this class, let's see what happens if I run. It's showing, see, unnamed classes or a preview feature and are disabled by default. It's basically saying like a class is not there. Without class I can't run. That's why we call it as pure object oriented. Everything will be integrated using classes and objects. Okay, so we call Java as a pure object oriented programming language. I will give a depth definition and like explanation in like next sessions. Okay, what is an object oriented programming language? For now you need to know like Java is a pure object oriented programming language and platform independent. This is why Java is created, I think. Mostly platform independent means what? It doesn't depend on a specific platform. It doesn't depend on a specific platform. Let's say the platform is Windows operating system. If Windows operating system I'm creating an application means I can take that application and give it to another platform. Let's say it's a Mac or a Linux system or an Ubuntu, let's say any operating system. It can run again the Java program. We can run the same application in that system also. That's why we call it as platform independent programming. Here again we need to ask the three questions: why it is platform independent, how it became platform independent, and what is platform independent. I answered what is platform independent, right? Platform independent is simple. You can run anywhere. You can run anywhere. So that's what I have written in. Write once, run anywhere. Or it follows ORA principle, which means what? You can write a code. I'm creating a code, let's say here. I'm creating an application here or a like program here. I can take the code, I can run it anywhere. I can take this file, let's say main.java. I can take this file and I can run the same file main.java in a Mac system or a Linux system. It can work. It will work actually. So this is what platform independent programming language means. Used to be scalable. Scalable means what? You can integrate that application. Like the same scenario. I'm in a project. I'm building an application, and let's say any app. I'm creating a app that work like a Swiggy or a Zomato using Java. I'm creating it. So for testing purpose alone, for debugging purpose, or to enable some more features, I want to give the same project to my friend. Okay, but I have developed the project in Windows. That friend he is using some other operating system. I don't need to worry. I can give the same application to him, which I have written using Java. He can also run it. That's why we call it as platform independent, and it's scalable. It became scalable. So you can give it to anyone. He can scale that. Scale now, no, adding more features, scaling the like versions and all like that we call. So let's and I see you need to remember. I need to answer two questions. One is why it is platform independent, and the second question how it is platform independent. Because we need to know that, right? Like படிச்சிட்டு அப்படியே we can't skip it. Okay, this one is platform independent. Java is platform independent. Like that we can't skip. How it's working we need to know. We always need to know the backend, what's happening in the backend, so that we can write the code efficiently, right? So yes. Now, features of Java: simple, easy to learn compared to C++. This and all you don't need actually, because if you know in other languages, you can compare it with Java and then you can relate it. Okay, which is faster? Actually, I will tell you something. This is not actually included, but C++ na, that is the fastest language. You can answer this question actually, because I have already told you that C++ and C having a concept called pointers, but Java doesn't have a concept called pointers. What is a pointer? Is it directly points the memory. I said you right. C and C++, these languages can communicate directly to the system memory using pointers. But using Java we can't do that, because Java don't have pointer concepts. and also have don't have multiple inheritance. This and all we will see, like broadly we can see it when we are learning object oriented program, right? So everything revolves around objects and classes. This one we have seen. Platform independent, runs on JVM, not directly on OS. This one, it's not going to run directly on the operating system like a language called C or C++. It's going to do something different. JVM, you need to, like, just remember this. We'll see it like in depth. So as you know, this one is platform independent, secure. Since it doesn't have any explicit pointers, we can't directly point a memory, so we can't directly access the memory, which means it's secure, right? டைரக்டா மெமரி ஆக்சஸ் பண்ண முடியுது அப்படின்னா மெமரியில ஏதாச்சும் மாத்திட்டோம்னா, let's say I'm doing some changes in the memory itself, it will be not secure, right? So that's why Java don't have the concept called pointers, and that's why it became secure. Strong memory management, bytecode verification, this and all we will see when we are learning JVM. What is JVM, what is JDK, and what is JRE? Good. Robust means, like, again we have JVM, JDK, JRE. While learning those things, we can cover the secure, robust, multi-threading, distributed, high performance and all. See, JAT compiler improve speed, this and all we are going to cover now. So for now, is it good? May I get a thumbs up if you are following it? May I get a thumbs up? Only one response. Okay. Yes. Okay, then. Without wasting time, let's move on. So, for now, what we have learned, let's cover what is programming language, why we need programming, what a computer can understand, what is a programming language actually, why we have Java, C++, Python, and all. And then we entered strictly to Java, right? Because we don't have much time to discuss like the theoretical things further. We have entered Java. We see Java is also a programming language, which is like pure object oriented programming language. Object oriented means what? It revolves around classes and objects. We need to see what is a class, what is an object in detail, but not now because we can't straight away start it. We are going to have it for the next sessions. And then simple object oriented, platform independent. We have discussed like what is a platform independent means. We have discussed that one. So now this will be good. This will be interesting. JDK, JRE, and then JVM. Yes, JDK, JRE, JVM. அப்படின்னா என்ன? What is JDK? What is JRE? What is JVM? For that, let me open Paint. Let's say I want to give some pictorial representation. I'm not a good how what you call it, drawer, artist. Sorry. Hmm. Now, yes, JDK, JRE, JVM. Again, you know that I'm going to write the code. I'm going to write the code. Let's say I'm writing the code in a Java online compiler. This one, main.java. So the first thing, the extension is .java. If Python is .py, .cpp. If it is a C++, .c. This is extension, right? Like the extension will like indirectly tell me this language you are using, like that. So the first thing, I'm writing the code, and that code needs to convert into what? A binary code. இதான் like simple, we can simply say it like we are going to write the code using English language, using code programming language, maybe any language, Java, C++, any language, and you are going to convert it into a bytecode 0 and 1. Idan task. How we are going to do it? Again, C++ and C, we can directly write a code .c code and like cpp code. It can directly compile the code. Compiler means what? A compiler will convert that code into zeros and one. அவ்வளவுதான். It will compile it. What? Like, compile பண்ணனும்னா என்ன பண்ணும் அப்படின்னா it will convert to zeros and one. That's it. You can simply, for now you can know it like this. கம்பைலர்னா என்ன? கம்பைல் பண்ணும் என்ன அப்படின்னா it will convert, it going to convert the language, going to convert the code into machine code, a machine understandable code, binary code. Okay. Java is also going to do the same thing. But we are having this feature in Java, platform independent. We need to achieve it. How to achieve it? How to achieve it? So let's see how. Again, I'm going to open my pane. So first thing, I have, I have, I need to run the code, right? For that, I need an environment. I need to run the Java code, .java code. For that, I need a environment. So there it comes, Java runtime environment. There it comes, Java runtime environment, JRE, JRE, JRE comes JRE. Okay, wow. So what does JRE is? It's like an environment that will help you to write the code, to write the code, right? So then like Java and you need to import some files, right? You need to import some files. Let me give a scenario for that. Let's say you're going to use some math functions. You're going to find the power of a number, or you are going to find the square root of a number, or you are going to find the maximum limit. Like that, you're going to use some libraries. You're going to use some standard libraries. For that, we will write the code like import java dot util dot, let's say you're going to use a string like that. I will write it. You're going to use some array list, let's say array list like that. And then you're going to use some list alone, and then you're going to use hash map like that. I will import some libraries into my code, right? So in the from where it will come, it will come from JRE only. It will come from JRE only, Java runtime environment. So what a Java runtime environment will have is this is JRE actually. JRE will have will have standard libraries. It will also contain some standard libraries. STL, we can call it as STL, standard libraries. STL, it will contain some STLs, standard template libraries. It will contain, which will include all these things like vector, hash, map, math functions like that. It will include, and also a JRE, Java runtime environment, will include this one, which is JVM, which is what? JVM, JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So I will tell you one thing. With this JVM alone, Java Virtual Machine, you can run a Java code. Simply with this JVM, Java Virtual Machine, using this alone, you can compile a .java code into a binary code actually. So then why JRE we have? JRE will actually contains this JVM and then standard libraries. So a JVM plus standard libraries will give you as a Java runtime environment. Will give us a Java runtime environment. That's it. Okay. So JVM na enna? What is JVM? As I said, it's a Java virtual machine which helps us to compile the code. Which helps us to compile the code. So the thing here is, in Windows, I have JVM installed in it already, right? You don't need to install it. In Windows, you have a specific Java virtual machine. In Mac OS, you have a JVM installed in it. In Linux OS, you have a JVM installed in it. So directly, let's like come to the architecture part. You're going to write this .java code. This is the code you are going to write, source code. This is the code you are going to write. Like this I have written, right? This hello world program. Like that you are going to what? Write the code. Like the main function I have written, right? So this is what you're going to write, .java code. This one is compiled by a Java compiler. By a Java compiler. Where it comes from? It comes from where? JVM. Like JR you can tell anywhere. Like JR, like JVM is also included in where? JRE only. So you can call it as it's from JRE. Right? This Java. Java is what? A Java compiler. This will help you to convert this .java code into bytecode. This is where we have a certain different things compared to any other languages. இப்போ என்ன நடக்கும் அப்படின்னா, so let's take C language. It directly compile to a machine language, binary code. Okay va? Binary code is different from byte code. Binary code is different from byte code. Let me tell you what is a byte code exactly. So but here Java, this java.java code source code is compiled by a Java compiler to a bytecode, and this bytecode again converted into a machine code using this JVM. So the main task of JVM is converting this bytecode dot class bytecode into what? Into what? A machine code. Into what? A machine code. This is how Java became platform independent. Let me tell you the scenario. See, you're going to write a code, you are going to write a Java code in a Windows. So dot Java code, you have a file like dot Java source code you have. So you have a particular Windows dependent JVM already installed in Windows, right? So what you are going to do is, using Java compiler, you are going to convert that Java code dot Java code into a bytecode, and JVM will convert that bytecode into machine code depending upon your system. Depending upon your system. Let's say, since I'm not directly converting the dot source code, which is this one, dot source code into a machine code, what I can do is என்ன பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னா, I'm just going to write my Java code, and then using Java compiler, and I will convert it into bytecode. So this bytecode is very important. This bytecode, if I give it to a Windows, like if I give it, I have compiled it using Windows. Okay, wow. But I have a bytecode. I have a bytecode. So this bytecode, if I give it to a Mac system, that Mac will have a JVM, right? That JVM will convert this bytecode to a machine code. If I give the same bytecode, if I give the same bytecode to Linux operating system, that Linux system will have a JVM, will have its own JVM installed. That JVM will convert this bytecode again to what? The machine code. Apo, how it became platform independent? Using this JVM only, Java Virtual Machine. Java Virtual Machine making Java converting, like, will have like integrating the feature of platform independent to Java using what? Java Virtual Machine. For simple, like I'm confusing ra. I don't understand you like that. If you are, you can simply see it like JRE na. JRE is a Java runtime environment that will help you, that will give you an environment to run your Java code. JVM is included in JRE, which will help you to convert the byte code into the machine code. Into the machine code. அவ்வளவுதான். STL standard template libraries a JRE will have. So JRE is like, this is JRE. JRE, Java runtime. This is an environment, right? See, I'm writing a code, I'm getting an output on an error, anything. I'm getting an output actually, right? So this is what JRE, Java runtime environment. Java runtime environment. So it will have some inbuilt standard libraries in it. Will have some libraries in it, and also it have JVM. So why we have JVM? To make Java platform independent, we have JVM. Not only that, JVM have some extra, like some additional features. Java have garbage collector inbuilt in it. Garbage collector na enna appadina, let's say I'm creating some memories here, I'm creating some data, some like creating some variables and all. Sorry, my bad. Now the task is, like, after running the code, there will be so much of memory, right? You need to clear that memory. In C and C, like in C and C++ languages, in any other languages, you need to manually, implicitly, explicitly, you need to free up those memories you have created. So but in Java, you don't need to do that manually. Implicitly Java will do, using what? JVM. because JVM have this feature, garbage collector, GC, garbage collector in it, garbage collector, which will actually free up the memory. Whatever like unused memory in that, it will free it up. That's it. And also JVM have some extra features like this one. This and all we see, right? Multi-threading. This supports multiple tasks running in parallel. This one how it's actually working using JVM. Robust, it became see exception handling, garbage collection, I said, right? Garbage collection and all. This and all is coming from JVM only. Distributed, you can run it anywhere. Like APIs, it can like accept APIs like RMI, Cobra. This and all you don't need for now. But let's say this and all is working using what? JVM only. JIT compilers and all improve speed. This and all we will like talk later, because if I talk it now, it will become like more depth. For this session, I can't. So you can simply like understand it like JVM have some extra additional features, and the most important feature, like the work that JVM is going to do is it will convert that byte code into what? Machine code, into machine code. Since JVM is installed in every operating system, that whole Java became platform independent. அப்ப என்ன அப்படின்னா, you're going to write .java code and you're going to convert it into byte code. You can give that byte code to anyone. You can give that byte code to anyone, so that any system can run it using JVM. அவ்வளவுதான். Simple, right? So now JDK is the whole thing. That's it. Everything you have, like JDK, Java Development Kit. When you're going to develop a Java application, you need this Java Development Kit. Example, like Eclipse, you have Eclipse, I think, and then Visual Studio Code. This and all Java Development Kit. You can create a Java application, modify a Java application, test a Java application, debug it, and then update the versions. Like that, you can do everything using Java Development Kit. So a Java Development Kit will have JRE, and a JRE will have JVM. Again, I will repeat. If you are installing Visual Studio Code for Java particularly, it's a JDK actually, Java Development Kit, and this Java Development Kit will have JRE, Java Runtime Environment, and this Java Runtime Environment will have JVM to make the code platform independent. Why we need to make it platform independent? To make it scalable. எல்லா இடத்துலயும் ரன் பண்ணணும் இல்லையா? If I am going to give the same code to my friend, he or she also need to run the same code in his system or her system also. He need to run the code, she need to run the code, right? For that, we need to have this feature platform independent. From where we will get it? Using JVM. அவ்வளவுதான். So I can give an analogy. If you're not getting it, suppose if you're not getting it, I will give an analogy. See, Java development kill, you can imagine it like full office with tools, every tools you have, printer, stationery items, everything you have, everything you have. Let me ask you a question. You are going to cook something, you are going to cook biryani, brinji, or like you are going to cook something, whatever you like. Can you cook, can you cook the food, can you cook that particular recipe in your bedroom? Is it possible? Actually, it is possible, right? It is possible. Maybe if you are going to use some electric cooker, let's say, you can cook it in bedroom also, or hall, or எங்க வேணாலும் cook பண்ணிக்கலாம் இல்லையா? But we have kitchen, right? Why? Because every tools you have, every like in the stack spaces, like என்ன சொல்றது, rackல எல்லா பொருளுமே இருக்கும், everything you have. Like that, you can imagine in direct Java development, you can create, modify the recipe, you can alter it, you can test it, whatever you want to do. Java runtime environment, workspace where you can sit and work. This one is a full office. This one is like your like what you can call your corridor or your space, your workspace. And then the JVM, the worker who actually execute the task, that's you, right? So to make the work, to get the output, you just need JVM. That's for you. You just need JVM to run the code. But you have Java runtime environment, which will help you by giving some standard template libraries. Okay, I have math library, have it. I have vector library, have it. I have some arrays, string. I have some objects, scanner object. Input வாங்கணுமா இந்த எல்லா librariesமே இருக்கு. Like that JRE will provide. Java runtime environment. JDK, it's like a full tool you have. Got it? Now you know what is JDK, what is JRE, and what is JVM, and also you know why it is secure, why it is platform independent. Because Java have JVM. JVM make it what? Platform independent. இப்போ flow மட்டும் பார்த்துட்டு we will move. I'm going to sorry, we are going to see the flow. We're going to see the flow. How? So first thing you will write what? Your dot source, like dot java code, source code. This code you are going to convert it into, you are going to compile it, actually you are going to compile it into what? A bytecode. Into what? A bytecode. Who is going to help you here? Who is going to help you here? Is going to help you here. Well, let's fill this up. Okay, don't worry, let's fill the Java compiler is going to help you to convert .java source code into bytecode. This bytecode again will convert it into, what? Machine code. Into what? The machine code that a machine can understand. Who is going to do this one? JVM. Who's going to do this one? JVM. So let's fill it up. First thing you are going to write what? Dot Java code. Dot Java code you will write. Which one is the source code? This code will be into what? Bytecode. Bytecode by Java compiler. And this bytecode is converted into machine code, which is binary code. Machine code. Right? And who is going to do this? JVM. Java Virtual Machine. You got it? So since we have this intermediate code, we call this code as intermediate code. Like dot Java code, this is the source code, this is the machine code. This is our aim. We are going to convert the code into machine code. But we have an intermediate code but called bytecode. This bytecode will make the code platform independent, will make this application platform independent using JVM. You can run it anywhere. In this machine can be anything. Because only thing, the machine need to have what? JVM. And the machine la JVM இருக்கணும். That's it. JVM is already installed in every machine. You don't need to do anything. You got it? Why and how and what is Java Virtual Machine, JDK, and then JRE? Give a thumbs up if you are getting everything. Or if you having any doubt, please let me know. Sorry, my bad. You're getting it? Do you have any doubts? Thank you for your overwhelming response. Do you have any doubts? No, right? Okay then. Now, what we are going to see is, we have seen this one. Now you know how Java will compile the code. See, I said at start, I said C++ is the fastest language, right? C++ is the fastest language. Why? It directly converts what? The source code into machine code. It directly converts the source code into machine code. That's why it's faster. It don't have any intermediate code. It doesn't have any intermediate code. But Java have an intermediate code. First, it will convert the dot Java to bytecode. and then JVM will convert that bytecode into what? Machine code. That's an intermediate process. So, so Java is not that much faster, but it's scalable, efficient, robust, secure because it doesn't have a concept called pointers. You can't directly access the memory. If you are able to directly access the memory, you can change anything, right? You can change anything. So Java won't allow you to do that because Java doesn't support the concepts called pointers. Pointer na enna, that and all we will see later. Like, okay, va? Yes. Now, mm, um, so we are going to see like a basic like starting code, everything that will be integrated through classes only. Class main, and then public static void main, and then string arguments, system.out.print, system.out.print. Hi, I'm Ganesh. Let's try to run it. It's printing, right? So while a Java virtual machine is running the code, or a JRE is compiling the code, it will search for the main function, because main function is what? The entry point. Main function is what? The entry point. You got it? Main function is what? The entry point. So it will first search for this main function. Where is the main function? This is the like entry gate. From here only I will start the program. If you are writing any functions here, you are creating any objects, or you are creating any like calling any functions, everything will start from this main function only. If you are going to rename this into any other file, or let's say not main, it won't run. It will ask for the main function to run. See, can't find main string arguments method. You need to start the program with main function. What is public then? What is static? What is void? This and all for now, if we start discussing this, it will take so much time. It will take so much, like it will take some time. We don't have that much time, right? So for the next session, for the like tomorrow session, we can leave it. For now you need to know this is the entry point, this is the signature. This particular signature JVM will search for to start the program. You got it? And why we are writing inside a class, and why we need to do this, why we need to give the static keyword, this and all we are going to discuss. Okay, va? And another thing, let me tell you how to like install a JDK, because which is included in this session. That's why I need to tell that, and then we can wind up, I think. So for installing Java, na, you can directly before that go to command prompt and type
தினேஷ்
Java.
ப்ரோ
Yes.
தினேஷ் ப்ரோ அப்படியே எல்லாரும் ஃபாலோ பண்றாங்களான்னு கேளுங்க.
Okay. Okay, for this installation alone, maybe you can, if you follow me now, it will be better, so that if you come tomorrow, like you can use it, like you can directly use Java Visual Studio Code to code and to do everything, to do your projects and all. Okay then.
கைஸ் விஷுவல் ஸ்டுடியோ இருந்தால் விஷுவல் ஸ்டுடியோ வச்சுக்கோங்க, இல்லைனா யூடியூப்ல பார்த்து இன்டெலிஜே கம்பைலர் இருக்கும் ஜாவாக்குன்னு, அதை மட்டும் இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஏன்னா நாளைக்கு 2 நாள் ஃபுல்லாக ஹேண்ட்ஸ் ஆன் மட்டும்தான் இருக்கும், நீங்கள் நிறைய லேர்ன் பண்ணலாம்.
So I will tell you how to do that. You can open your command prompt and type Java and then version. See, I have already installed, I have already have a JDK. So if you don't have a Java na, it will show you like it won't show the version of it. It will show anything else. Okay, well, it won't show the version one. That's it. Now, how to install it? You can first you need to install Visual Studio Code download, and then you can go here, click the first link, and then click Windows, and then a file .exe file or a .zip file will be there, and you need to click install, next, and then you can install Visual Studio Code by following the process. By ஓகேவா, இதெல்லாம் தெரியும் இல்லையா, நிறைய கேமிங் ஏற்றி விளையாண்டுருப்போம். Now, how you have Visual Studio Code now. You have Visual Studio Code now. Let's say Visual Studio Code like that you have, right? So to install a Java here, again I'm going to close it. I will type Java Visual Studio Code download. You will get like getting started, or that you can type like getting started with Java VS Code. Getting started with Java VS Code. You are getting this link, right? Getting started with Java in VS Code. You can install the coding package. Install the code. This one is JDK actually. This one is JDK, Java Development Kit. See, Java Development Kit for Visual Studio Code. You can click Windows, again click next, install. பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா, after that, after installing it, again you can go to command prompt, mm, and then type Java version. You will get this, the latest version you have installed. Maybe if I am having some older version, you will get the latest version because you are downloading it now, right? So you will get Java. And then எப்படி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றது அப்படின்னா, you just need to create a file. Let's say I'm going to create a folder for it. I'm going to create a new folder. um Open it. I'm going to maybe I can directly show it using Visual Studio Code. Code C, you can type CMD, because I'm going to use this. Let me show you again. See, I'm creating a folder. Okay, I'm creating a folder. I'm opening it. I'm selecting here. To copy the URL, you will do this, right? I'm selecting the URL and typing CMD. So it will directly open this path, new folder path. And then I'm going to write code dot. This will open the Visual Studio Code. Open Visual Studio Code, right? என்ன பண்ண போறேன் அப்படின்னா, I'm going to create a new file, new text file, sorry, new file, new file, and then uh, practice dot java. See the same folder, create file. I have created. Okay, let's try to write a code. Import java dot util dot star. Class practice public static void main string args system.out.print hello world. And again run. Arey, run yaar. Okay, sorry. See, hello world. This is how you can install VS Code and you can run your program. This is what we are going to use for the next 2 3 or I don't know, like we are going to use this Java compiler, VS Code JDK. You got it? From tomorrow we are going to start um, programming. Like this session now full of theories, right? But this things you need to know what is happening in the back end and all. We will see what is class, what is an object, everything in and out. So I think this session is helpful for you.